Hey, Mark here, and I have a really random but fun giveaway for you. I have 5 Blu-ray copies of Smurfs 2025 up for grabs. And if you'd like to win a copy, just shoot me a message and be like, hey, Mark, yeah, I'll take a Blu-ray of Smurfs. Why not? I like those Smurfs. They're great. So yeah, shoot me a message. Let me know if you want a Blu-ray copy of Smurfs. We'll see if you can win. Bring home the Smurfs movie on DVD and 4K now. In this fun, epic adventure, the Smurfs team up with new friends on a daring rescue mission to save Papa Smurf from a league of evil wizards. Buy the film critics are calling pure comedy magic and get over 35 minutes of Smurftastic extras, including new music from Rihanna and more. Available at participating retailers. Rated PG from Paramount Pictures. Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who's going to be recording this episode while sitting on a chair that was thrown by Malignant's Gabriel. It's Aaron Neuwirth.
Ow.
You're spinning right now. You're in the air. You got a good couple miles to go.
This was not the Wednesday I anticipated, let me tell you.
You're just going. If you're in LA somewhere right now or California, just look up. And you will see,
pray for me.
You will see Aaron just spinning uncontrollably in a chair thrown by Gabriel of Malignant. Just in it. Well, thanks for joining me, man. We did a pivot. We normally talk about the favorite action scenes of a particular year, but I gave us the very broad job of just picking 5 action scenes from horror cinema. Not a year, not, a decade, not even like a particular century, just all of it. So, quick warning, we're going to miss a lot of we're going to miss a lot.
We'll have our lightning round as usual, I assume, but I do, this is a broad list and it's incomplete for sure.
Yeah. The good news is, like, I went with, not good news, but for me, I went with scenes I've just loved, that I watched and I went, this is incredible. So, like, this was pretty easy to put together because
it was easy to get like the highlights for sure. The ones that I'm like, well, yeah, these, but like then I'm like, well, but this.
The one thing I avoided though is you and I have talked about a lot of action scenes. Mm-hmm. So like I'm not going to bring up Revenge or Mandy or Drag Me to Hell because you and I have talked about those already. Fair. Also, I've like dedicated. I have episodes on MFF about Pandorum. I have episodes about, Dog Soldiers. I have.
You don't want to bring up Pandorum too many times on a podcast. The movie that often is referenced, Pandorum.
Deep Rising. You've recorded commentaries. I've recorded episodes. Like there's Green Room. I've talked about a lot of these. So I didn't want to. We have the same group of people listening to the show. Well, a lot of different. Some people pick and choose the episodes, but I didn't want to repeat myself, and I am because there's some I just had to talk about. But I try to avoid ones that we've talked about recently.
Yeah, this has helped me I'll delete some of these off the list actually. Yeah. Like now that I think about it this way.
But yeah, I mean, you go first.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Tell them about your shows, your podcasts.
Oh yeah. Why am I here?
And 3 things you love about yourself, 3 things you can improve about yourself. No, I'm joking. Just tell me where you record episodes.
Yeah, I co-host a couple of podcasts. What is called Out Now with Aaron and Abe. Mark has been on there plenty, especially for our commentary tracks. Is a weekly review podcast, of course, where my friend Abe and I discuss new movies weekly. We have guests on every week. It's a lot of fun. We talk about movies, we play games, we go over listener feedback. It's a very fun and involving show we've been doing since 2011. The other show that I'm currently co-hosting is Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla. That is where my friend and fellow film critic Terrence Johnson and I talk about Godzilla films on a bi-weekly basis. Also a lot of fun. We're going in chronological order. We've just finished the Showa era of the Godzilla franchise, which is perfect timing because Godzilla Day is coming up, and over in LA, the Alamo Drafthouse will be screening the return of Godzilla, the start of the Heisei era, the first week of November. And did we get press tickets honoring us as podcast hosts of a Godzilla show for that screening? Yes, we did. I'm very proud of that. So we'll be recording, the next season pretty soon. We gotta finish. Anyway, regardless, Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla, a lot of fun.
Great social channels.
Yeah, we're really happy with how we've managed to make the show very accessible and keep it lively and what have you.
You do
Eh,
clips
Yeah,
and you cut like there's hey, next week we're talking about this. This is everything I wish I could do with MFF, but I just don't. So like whenever I see a thing, I'm like, that's a good post. I should try that. And then 3 weeks go by and I see another one of your cool ones. I'm like, I should do that. And then I don't. But yeah, I love your y'all's social media.
we have a consistency that I'm very proud of. That's for sure. So yeah, those are the shows I host. I also write for We Of Entertainment. I'm the editor in chief over at that site, so I do movie reviews on a weekly basis and or daily basis at this point. But yeah, that's that. Those are my bona fides. But let's get into horror cinema. Let's let's do
Fight
this.
scenes.
Action scenes, fights, chases, what have you,
Yeah.
in horror films from ever. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with the first. The first one I'm gonna go with is just gonna be pretty straightforward. It's the finale of Death Proof. Quentin
Oh,
Tarantino's half of Grindhouse, the final car chase where Zoe Bell, stunt woman extraordinaire, is strapped to the hood of the car, while Kurt Russell chases after them. Done for real, done at high speeds. It rocks. Like, I mean, it's the Death Proof as a whole. I'm a fan of, even if I think it's the weakest Tarantino film. It's still like better
you'll
than
admit that too, so it's fine to
yeah.
say.
It does that doesn't make me not like it. Just like one has to be at the bottom of the list, and that's what it is. But regardless, the action in that movie is spectacular. The first like the first crash that we get is like a real masterclass of like how to give you gory, a big gory set piece from multiple angles and what have you. But like yeah, the finale where it's just this extended chase sequence that again is at high speeds with real stunts going on, and the seeing a person on a hood the way they are and seeing them kind of maneuver themselves around in a way that is very dangerous, while also like conveying acting and conveying story and conveying an arc of like what the progression of this chase is. It works really well, and there is a progression. That's something I really like about. There's an arc to this chase. There's a beginning, middle, and end of what's going on. There's a kind of a ramping up, a middle sequence where they kind of turn the tables eventually, and then yeah, a finale aspect to it, leading to a big beatdown that's super fun and also just great. But yeah, Death Proof. That's my first pick here.
Once they start chasing Stuntman Mike, why do you call it? Well,
Hmm.
hey, why do they call you Stuntman Mike?
Just done, man.
Well, once they start chasing him and just they're awesome in that car. And I love when Zoe Bell flies into the field and then she just pops up. She's like, let's go murder this guy. And then they just go after him and hurt him. Like I love how that flips and it makes me very happy. That's such a good scene.
My favorite bit is they've crashed his car and they're about to like drag him and beat him up, but as they walk up to him, he's like, wait, well, don't worry, my arm is broken. Like, as if they're like, you gotta preserve the arm really quick.
He's and like you got to hand it to Kurt Russell because he does become just the biggest coward. Like he just
Yeah.
becomes a big baby. Um,
Hmm.
and I think in Fargo season 5, I think Jennifer Jason Leigh she was baby. Like the way she says baby in that makes me very happy. I digress.
Very,
But
yeah, a very obvious way to jump to right there.
yeah, but
Jennifer
yeah,
Jason Leigh in Fargo season 5.
the big baby like this. But yeah, the way he's screaming and just I love the lack of ego there, and it made me really happy. I love that scene so
Yeah,
much.
the way and even before that, when like basically they get away the first time, and so you just see him like crying on the side of the thing and like being a little baby about the edit and like fulfill his goal the first time around and whatnot. Like, yeah, it's a great performance from Kurt Russell for sure. Like honestly one of his top performances. Like it's just such a different kind of thing for him to do and everything. So.
I have to mute it when he's eating those nachos, and I have to mute it during the dining scene and just watch the closed captioning because I can't stand the eating and smacking of it. So I just
I'm
mute
not
it.
a big fan of watching that, but the way he twit and shoots it certainly is arresting, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly. Just I would have been in the background just staring and like just horrified. Just oh man.
Hmm.
But yeah, Nacho Grande platter. I love it. That's a good way to start us off here. So I'm gonna go the descent. And I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
opening attack where all hell's breaking loose. Necks are being bit, blood squirting everywhere. But specifically, I want to talk about the scene where Scar, the crawler, who actually has a name, played by Craig Conway, who's the maniac in Doomsday, which I kind of love. But yeah,
Okay.
this movie, that opening attack when the crawler, they're these ladies go spelunky and they go in the wrong cave system, they get stuck, which is already horrifying enough, and they play that really well. But
Hmm.
when the crawlers attack, there's a scene where this crawler's trying to pull a body and Juno's trying to kind of pull it back. And there's this wrestling match over a dead body. And then this crawler comes out of nowhere and just tackles Juno, played by Natalie Mendoza, who's
Hmm.
awesome in that movie. Like she's just like a legend, Natalie Mendoza in that film. Juno rules. I mean, whatever. Who cares about like the husband stuff and like going in the wrong caves?
Who cares about her character and whatnot? Like,
Juno's
as a physical specimen, she's
yes, there it
fine.
is. And so yeah, she's and like they have this really brutal fight where they're just crawling or like rolling around on the ground. And when I was listening to the commentaries for this film and doing the research, Neil Marshall's direction for the actors playing the crawlers was go for their necks. And his direction to the ladies was like, don't let them get your neck.
Mhm.
And so I've always been impressed with this film because of this the feral fight scenes that are captured. And also the production design is top notch. And the cinematography inside the cave and what you see and what you don't see, it's a great scene. I remember my buddy Zach Beckler. He's directed a couple horror films. He's a professor at UCF. When he introduced in his film, he's like, Mark, we got to go watch this. He's like, I watched it last night and I peed a little because it scared him so much. But this is a guy who like watches everything. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh man, this has got to be great. And I just love this fight scene. I think it's a brutal, ugly, tense, fast fight, and it's punctuated by a great neck stab. But yeah, I had to pick the Descent and Juno's battle with the crawlers.
I think something that gets me about the Descent is that it always convinces me that they're in like the worst cave that they could be in. Like I
Yeah,
never think about the fact that it's probably an elaborate set that they've built and all this, that, and the other. It just speaks to me as being this dark, dangerous place full of who knows what. I mean, the big thing about the movie with the Descent is it's scary before the monsters arrive.
yeah,
Just the claustrophobic nature of what's happening, the darkness of it all, the mood, the atmosphere, and then it's like also this, and it's like great. That's complicated things immensely. But yeah, once they get in there, yeah, they are brutal little sons of bitches, and the women are not about to go out without a fight. So it does supply ample opportunities to see some ass kickings go both ways. So it's
man. I love what you said. I always
mm,
just assume they filmed this in a cave in Appalachia.
mhm,
But then you see the sets that they built and how gorgeous they are. I show this to my production design students, the behind the
mm.
scenes stuff, because these are gorgeous sets. These are legitimately brilliant. And the creature creation's gorgeous. And I think the fight choreography is great as well because it's just so frantic. And I love that about it. And I think when capable people are fighting monsters, you're gonna shit yourself a little, but also you're still a capable person. So I like that they incorporate multiple elements into that. And yeah, Juno, whatever, man. I know. Listen, Juno ain't great, but Juno's a badass, and she looks the part, and she's awesome. So yeah, let's go with Carl, the Descent.
What a defense. Yeah.
Listen, when I saw this, maybe it's like a crush, but like I think certain actors pull off action well, or they look the part of an action hero, and I think she most certainly looks the part of an action hero,
Well,
if
yeah,
that makes sense.
she has her shit together the most of among all of them when
Yeah.
things go down. That's for sure. So she's like, yeah, I'm not about to take this. Let's get out of here. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna go something broad and fun. The Freddy versus Jason final fight between Freddy versus Jason. I have my Nightmare on Elm Street 4K set that I've yet to watch. I just haven't had the
Oh,
time.
you got that's a nice flex.
Yeah, and but that movie's not included in it. But I certainly
What?
will be watch. Yeah, I know, right? I certainly will be once I finally do go. I will certainly watch that movie because it's fun. I'm a big fan. It's technically the only Freddy movie I've seen in theaters when it came out.
Yeah.
Put it that way, because New Nightmare was well. No, okay, of course, I saw the remake. Ugh. But
Oh gosh.
but New Nightmare's 94, and I'm only 8 at that time. So, like, no, that wasn't the thing I was going to see in theaters. But I did greatly anticipate Freddy vs. Jason, even though I still, like, I've seen bits of 4 and 5, but I've still never seen 4, 5, and 6.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rennie's? You haven't seen Rennie's?
Again, I've seen bits, but I've never seen them in full. I've never sat down and watched all of them in full. Certainly not unedited. So I'm looking for that's why I'm looking forward to finally like having the time to watch my Nightmare set, so I can ideally find a new appreciation because I'm not I'm not against these things, but I'm not the biggest Nightmare guy. Like Nightmare 1, I think it works really well for me as an idea more than I think as an executed film. I like Dream Warriors, fine, but New Nightmare has always been my jam. I like that one quite a
Don't get me
bit.
wrong. Great water
Um,
slides.
and similarly, like I hadn't seen all the Friday the 13th movies up until Shout Factory put out that big box set, which does have Freddy vs. Jason in it.
Oh yeah.
I had seen a chunk of them, but I hadn't seen a good like the middle ones, basically. Like I grew like Jason X was one I did see a lot because it's fun. But I once watching them, I did find a new appreciation for the Friday series. All of this is to say, seeing Freddy vs. Jason at a point that I did where I had only seen a handful of each of movies in each entry, I certainly had a handle on these characters, and I was intrigued by like you don't get a lot of versus movies, certainly ones that cross over universes in the way that this one does. So it's like, so what are we doing here? What are we going to make this work? And I'm not going to say this is the ideal story to tell, but I will say I think a fun job is done to bring these characters together in a way that feels plausible in this ridiculous horror universe. And the fact that the majority of it's all excuses to lead to reasons for them to want to need to fight each other works well enough for me to get a pretty gory, pretty badass finale. Even Robert Englund says he has the most fun watching this movie. So, among the Freddy movies, so it's like good. I think it delivers. I think the fight itself is a lot of fun. There's a lot of choices made to reflect both sides' pros and cons as fighters. You got fire, you get the water, you get their knives, you get you get the scrappiness of Freddy, you get the big broad hits of Jason. Like it works out really well. They beat the fuck out of each other. They tear limbs off. They insert things into parts of their bodies, and it gets all red and gushy. It
Jason gets
sprays
pinballed all
everywhere.
over the place with
Jason
that
gets
when he hits that
pinballed at
kid.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets pinballed at one point, but then like it, I think so because like Jason's such a non-entity as far as like he's just a big guy, doesn't say anything, and he's like a mutant. Like it's the movie clearly empathizes with him more than
Yeah.
Freddy because Freddy's like he's an asshole. That's like his deal.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
deal is being an asshole. So by the time you see Freddy like take some big hits, you're like, yeah, it's fun. That's fun to see him shut up for a second. Just get some like not just have like the Dream Warriors like, hey, we're outsmarting you because we just thought of different dreams, but like having someone just like punch him in the fucking face and be like, yeah, all right. Like, it's a bit of a more there's some satisfaction there you don't normally get from a how do we fight back against Freddy kind
Because
of
he's
thing.
not afraid and he's just Jason. So you're right. He can just punch Freddy in the face.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and even the fight itself, like obviously it ends in a certain way where like it feels like it's a TKO to Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like points wise, Jason seems to clearly get the win here because the movie's on his side as well. But Freddy still is, he's Freddy. He's a dream demon. You can't really just kill a thing just because you say you do. So, but still, good fight. Good night.
It's better than the fight in 4 when the guy does karate against an invisible Jason or Freddy.
Freddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that fight.
I'm sure that that didn't pay off for him. And it's certainly more successful than Manhattan when Jason
He gets his head punched.
pops that guy's head off. One punch stunner.
I almost went with Chris and like Friday the 13th Part 3 because she puts on a hell of a brawl. Like she's a warrior. And then I
Sure.
like 7 when he fights the psychic. But yeah, no, I'm happy you picked that. That's a great scene. I love it. And the dude does get his head punched off. Okay. I'm going to go with one that I've talked about before, but I love it. And I think, who knows if people love this movie, but I think it needs more love. And I think it's it's going to be Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, Danny Glover, versus the city hunter, Yautja, in Predator 2.
Two.
And well, okay. So what I love about it is it starts on a building. And
So you're going the whole like the gamut of the finale, basically.
yeah, because listen, like he chops the alien's arm off. The alien's gonna cheat, but then the alien flaps into a bathroom and repairs its arm that has just been cut off by Danny Glover. But the rest of this thing is Danny Glover just crawling on pipes and down things and swearing and just being like,
He's afraid of heights.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this sucks. Like
We've established he's afraid of heights early on.
And so, but I like that they cut the arm off because it kind of levels the playing field.
It does.
And I think it has the greatest door smash in the history of the world when the Yautja bashes
That's a
through a
pretty
door.
good. That's a pretty good door smash. You're not. Yeah, that's like this is what I. This is why we do this podcast because I'm gonna sit here for most of my life thinking I really acknowledge how cool door smash that is in this very small part of the movie, and Mark is the kind of person that will understand the exact feeling that I get from that door smash.
Great door smash.
Like
And
you mentioned the chair thing with Malignant, like that's something that I feel like the world has found out how to celebrate. Imagine taking that feeling and applying it to something small that only you feel like you know, and then one other person finds out that thing also.
it's a great door smash.
It is,
This is why
because
we
I know
connect.
exactly what you're talking about. It's wonderful.
I'll get a GIF or a GIF.
It's like that moment when Bill Paxton like throws the little little ping pong ball at him. It's like that's his last resort before he dies from the Predator.
This movie's gnarly and nasty.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Predator 2 fan.
And listen, I love how aggressive Lieutenant Harrigan is. You see that on the computer screen. His aggression's like 8 times normal from like what other like 8 times higher than normal people. But we get to the Yautja spaceship. Yautja has one hand, and Harrigan has this cool disc, and he eventually wins the fight. You see a Xenomorph skull in the background. Other Yautja show up, give him a cool gun, and they duck out. But you know, dude, it's a great like. So I love Predator. I love the final fight in Predator. I love that Arnold gets tossed around like a beach ball. It's a very unselfish final fight because he just gets shellacked. And anybody who hates Predator and they think it's like a macho fest, all these macho dudes signed up for it to get slaughtered. So I think it is subversive in a certain regard. But this one, it's just this really pissed off cop. His team has been killed. He's crawling on pipes. He's tired. He goes after this guy. He fights a one-armed Yautja and stabs him in the gut and talks some smack to him. And so I just love that he gets the pistol, the flintlock pistol. It's just a great fight. And like even at 10 years old, Aaron, I loved it. I was like, I'm in a ship. I'm in a spaceship. And I love the smoke and architecture. Like it's just a really well-built ship.
It's a film like I like that it has like a sneaky amount of lore that it introduces into this film that it doesn't have to do. It's just like you should just get the extent. It's like, okay, yeah, Predator's got a cool few new weapons, that's fun. Instead, it's like, oh no, his ship is here. We get a sense of like where this thing's been. You get the sense of like the race as a whole. Like it's really cool that it like chooses to do that just at like almost casually. But yeah, the fight itself mainly focused on like where it ends when in the ship with the like the mist in the ship and everything. So there's like they could both hide for each other. The fact that they've leveled the playing, like, you know, he's a Predator. He's a Yautja. Like his whole deal is this. This is all he does. And it's versus Danny Glover. He's just like a good cop. He's you know, at the beginning we see him he's pretty like he's not too old for this shit. Like what, you know, in the future world of 1997, this movie is like, oh yeah, he's like driving down the street in a cop car with like hanging out one side of the door, shooting at drug dealers and whatnot. He's like, all right, this guy, he seems to have his head on his shoulders here about how to do this. He's no Murtaugh, just wearing tweed suits and walking. This guy's like in the business. I like when he first encounters a drug dealer, he has a shotgun. He's like, hey, he gets all their attention. Then he shoots all of them at the same time. But yeah, so then by the time he gets to this final fight, yeah, you got a one-armed Predator. So like, yes, that puts him at a, you know, it gives him, it makes it, you don't get like angry
No.
to watch like Danny Glover beat this seemingly unstoppable killing machine, but there is a satisfaction even when you see him use like the disc, which has been a big part of this one, and like stab him in the gut, and then it's like, oh my god, yeah, you got him, good on him,
and he's earned it at this point. Like Glover has earned it. He's crawled on pipes. He's like
something we don't nearly get enough of is he is dirty, like covered in dirt, shirts ripped everywhere. He's bleeding. He's tired.
And he wins, and I love it. And then he gets respect. The Yautja are like, we like you. Here's a gun.
Yeah, good stuff.
Great movie. It needs more love. This movie, I think it's darker than
I think Predator 2 has. I think it has the fans that are, you know, I think it's been reclaimed enough by the people that like Predator movies.
Rules.
What do I go with next here? So I had a car chase. I had a fight. Where's like an action sequence? Let me see here. Okay, here. Okay, all right. This is good. Here we go. Okay, as far as just like a straight up
Pandorum.
like action action sequence goes, The Mist.
Oh, which one?
So The Mist, when the little creeper bugs, like it's dark out. Yeah, I think it's like their first night, dealing with the mist, and like so it's dark, and you got the little creeper bugs, like the little like giant crickets, basically. They're like starting to like flood the. I think because they turn the lights on, so it attracts them in, right? And they're starting to get on the glass, and you don't want them to get in, obviously. And then like some of the glass starts cracking, and then sure like one like a bigger motherfucker just like crashes through the glass, and it's like uh-oh, and then all the like things start flying in. So it becomes this like grocery store wide fight where you have like you're tracking with multiple characters as they're dealing with like some of these mist monsters that have come in now, and it's like and the what I like is that it's all very human. It's staged as if these are Tom Jane's here, but he's not the Punisher. He's not his character from Money Plane. He's just a regular Tom Jane
Or hung.
or hung. Yeah, you can't use his dick to get out of this one. He can't just whip that out and start swinging it at bugs. Mainly because there's children present.
Grab on.
But but yeah,
I threw you for a loop. Sorry, man.
but no, it's a lot. It's humans that are like, okay, we got to figure this out. So like Tom Jane's like, all right, let me like grab a mop and I'll set it on fire and try to like get rid of them. Others are just trying to shoo them away, and they're taking hits too. Like these bugs are, they're deadly. One hit, like I believe what one of the like, what's her name? She's what was I gonna find? Alexa Davalos. Yeah, she's in here. Do you think she's gonna be like one of the people that probably survives? She gets hit when the thing, and it's like swells up, and it looks she's almost gonna pull a Lizzie Kaplan in Cloverfield. Like that's what it's about to be. But no, it's a lot of it's chaos in this like very specific kind of area, a grocery store, and like how do we deal with this? And you have all the characters have different encounters. Marcia Gay Harden, who's like the religious fanatic,
Oof.
she just stares one down, and that gives her the thought that like, oh, God's chosen me to be the one because this bug didn't want to kill me. While everyone else is like, okay, we got to do it. Like, Toby Jones is on the task. He's showing that he has experience doing this kind of thing somehow. It's a lot of it's sad, and because it's Frank Darabont, like it's not made to be like a cool sequence of action. It's just more of like, oh god, we got to deal with this now, and you're just watching. It's almost like. Actually, I might save this because this might be a good one for another part of the list. Actually, I'm going to write this down. That I just thought of this. I just thought of one. But yeah, I'm a big fan of The Mist, and this whole sequence is pretty
Great
like
scene.
gnarly as far as that goes.
And you got the spiders and other scenes. You got people just being sucked up in the things. But yeah, I think you picked the right one. It's a great scene. Okay. So I was gonna pick Train to Busan because there's a great fist fight on a train, but then I started thinking about other moving vehicles in South Korean horror films or horror thrillers,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna go with the taxi cab scene in
And
I
I
Saw the
saw the
Devil.
devil.
Yeah,
There we go. It's on
did
my
you know where I was
list. It was
going?
on my
Oh
list.
no!
Almost like
And okay, the one thing I like most about this scene is the fight is short, but I like the lore that it creates. Because in I Saw the Devil, South Korea is horrifying because you have serial killers in a taxi cab, murderers in a taxi cab. They killed the driver and took it over. They're just driving around. You have a cannibal home. You have a home where there's like cannibals. It's like the serial killers know each other. And it's just a really interesting scene. And, I like the way that they put it together. It's like they shot external shots and then they composited it. And then they like built this they had a bunch of different costumes prepared for it. The director said we had costumes prepared for the scene, obviously because there's so much blood spilling out. We had to change the costumes into new ones each time. We changed costumes about 3 times. But the fourth time, because we didn't have multiple copies of the clothing, we actually had to quickly wash one set of the clothes, which kind of makes me happy. But they cut the top off the cab. They replaced it with panels. They had they had this cool camera. Like they actually spun the taxis. They spun the taxi. So like it's a lot of work went into a very bloody scene where 2 murderers get murdered by another murderer.
in a series that like there's no reason this needed to happen.
Yes, yes,
It's a total coincidence that these very characters have somehow aligned with each other in this sequence, but it rules.
Yes,
And it's Kim Ji-woon, who knows how to do action scenes. The Good, the Bad, and the Weird
yes.
is one of the craziest action movies you could watch from the 2000s. Like, I mean, yeah. And so seeing like this movie that I Saw the Devil, which is it's a blend of like horror, thriller, and action, and it has so many like well staged. There's like a lot of cool.
The first fight in the greenhouse,
Yeah,
where
exactly that greenhouse fight. Yeah,
Byung Lee just beats the shit out of Choi Min Sik, like who knows
uh-huh.
action too, and
Yeah,
there's great scenes. But I what I love is these 2 crazy guys start laughing, And since this guy's like the ultimate serial killer, he's like, I think you're damn unlucky. And in my notes, he stabs the ever living shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then he calls him crazy back. Like he lifts up the trunk and sees the dead taxi driver bound and murdered, and he goes, crazy bastards. It just it's a but you're right. This scene did not have to happen. But I love the lore of it. Like there's just random murderers driving around in taxi cabs. There's
Yeah.
cannibals. There's like a serial killing bus driver.
Hmm.
It creates a like an almost a world that is worth it's like a John Wick world of serial killers. Not exactly, but it's a scary like it's just a crazy scene. And I love that there's a revolving camera in a taxi fight. And in my notes, I have all caps amazing. So yeah, I saw the devil taxi fight.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good thing we wrote down about 40 of these. So we have plenty of options in case one of us takes the other one.
Yeah. Where to go next? Okay, I'm gonna go back to car chases, but this one's a little different. This is the kind of climactic RV chase in Race with the Devil. Have you seen Race with the
No, I
Devil?
have not. Race with the
You haven't
devil?
seen Race with the Devil
Oh,
with
I've been told to watch this for a long time.
Peter Fonda and Warren Oates. Okay, so this movie rules. This is a mix of Satanic Panic and like 70s car chase movies. Like, what if we put our hands together?
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it is awesome. I talked about this on I forget. Do you know Todd Liebenow? Yeah, on his Forgotten Films podcast, we talked about this movie, Breeze with the Devil, like an episode on there. Basically, Peter Fonda and Warren Oates, they're friends. They have their wives. They're going on to some like Texas road trip, and they happen across a satanic cult. And there's like they find like they come across a sacrifice, and all this stuff happens. Basically, they get into a scenario where they need to get the fuck out of town, and it's not that easy for them because they try to just like get away, easy enough, but nope, they're being hunted by these satanic cultists. And what it eventually leads to, the movie that's only like 80 something minutes, is this extended chase scene where they're driving the RV and they have to like it's basically like watching Fury Road. They have to fend off all of these people for like all these different motorcycles
Oh,
and trucks and stuff by like makeshift weapons that are thrown out the windows, or like they're on the back of the RV like trying to ward them off. I think they have like one rifle maybe. It's awesome. And this movie's only PG. Like it's insane. Like it's such an intense like series of events because you're like you don't want them to get captured. Like we know what's going to happen if this happens, but it's also just like cool because it's like 70s car chase style. So it's like really gritty and I assume made for not much money, but it's Peter fucking Fonda. So and Warren Oates is a badass. So like you want this like to work out. But it's a really 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 cool like action sequence within this movie, and the movie itself just rocks. I know Kevin Smith, I believe Red State was like a big inspiration, like the tone of this movie was a big inspiration for that movie. It's a fun one though. Race with the Devil, it's a really fun movie.
all right. I need to watch it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's all yeah, heck yeah. Race with the devil. I actually was on his show a while ago, and he told me about a couple random films. I just went and bought them on Vinegar Syndrome. So yeah, I forgot. Gleaming. No, I forget what it is. I don't know. Sometimes you
I
buy a
don't
movie and then you just alphabetize it and you forget about it. But yeah, I
I,
gotta.
I don't know if this one's out of print, but it's a shout. This movie's on a shout disc with Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. So
What?
you get two cool car chase movies for the price of one,
Oh, I
basically.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a little obvious, but I wanted a good chase scene. So
Hmm.
you have a chase scene, but I'm gonna do it because I haven't talked about it on the podcast. I keep trying to get people to talk about this movie with me on the podcast, and no one does it. But 28 weeks later, the opening chase
I'd be
scene.
happy to talk about
Oh,
28 weeks
good.
later
Yeah,
with you.
no, I've been trying to get people to talk about it, and like no one wants to talk. I'm like, what's going on here? But
This is my preferred weeks movie, my preferred 28 movie.
it is. I was like thinking about 28 because we did the
I
commentary for
can't believe I
28
forgot
days
about this for
later.
the fucking podcast. This is a great scene to choose.
And I love the chase scene in 28 years later across the water. But this scene, this opening chase scene is crazy. And
Yeah.
Don, like I love how okay, so it's you have Robert Carlyle, him and his wife, I'm trying to pull her name, Catherine McCormick, she's
Yeah.
Alice.
Yeah.
They're in this house and they're nice and quiet. This kid runs up, they let the kid in, and it's all hell breaks loose. These things start crashing in all over the place. People start puking blood. The family runs upstairs. So you have Don and Alice run upstairs. They're with the kid. They get separated. Don just straight closes the door in his wife's face.
He gives
Just
her a good look.
yeah, that's true. He's like, you
We'll
went
talk
after
about
the
this.
kid. Yeah.
We'll talk about this more in the episode.
Yeah. He's like, you went after the kid, and then he gets on the roof, falls off, and there's another guy starting a boat. But there's this the scene that's the moment that sells this is he's
Uh-huh.
running and just I think one of the like Juan Carlos Fresnadillo.
Hmm.
Give me more time. I'll learn it for the episode.
Yeah.
There's a nice long shot, and you see him running real
Yeah.
tight. And then
Uh-huh.
it cuts back and it shows everyone behind him. And then
Hmm.
there's this wide shot, like a tracking shot that's going with him that shows all these other infected from the mountains, like the hills coming
They're
down
coming
upon him.
over the hill.
So
Yeah.
he's getting flanked. Like
Yeah.
he's just getting pursued. And it's just a gorgeous, frantic, insane moment. And he jumps on this boat and he's going circles around in this boat trying to escape in this little river. And the guy who started it got killed because he missed the boat. And
Yeah.
it's just a tense as hell scene, beautifully shot.
What's great is the guy in the boat. He like Don jumps in the boat. The other guys try to start the boat. He gets overwhelmed by the zombies. Then he becomes a zombie and tries to attack Don in the boat. It's like it's just nuts. It's just nonstop.
Oh,
And then
it's
yes,
so good.
that final shot where it's just Don. It's a camera fixed on Don on the boat.
Yeah.
Him like
Oh
exhausted
shit.
with all this.
Yeah, he's like shit, shit, shit. And then he looks back and his wife's gone. And it's just a crazy scene. It really is. And it's a scene that I love. And also, I mean, we'll get to it later, but 28 Weeks Later has some great action. And has a bunch of people I like. I mean, Harold Perrineau, Jeremy Renner, Imogen Poots, she's a legend. Idris Elba,
Idris, yeah,
like great
Rose
cast.
Byrne.
Mean as hell. Like
It's a really
mean.
nihilistic film. It's very like I was huge. Like I like 28 Days Later a lot. We talked about it on our commentary track recently and out now. But 28 Weeks is the one I liked more. And I didn't expect that necessarily. I was just like, yeah, I like zombie movies, so like let's see more of this. So like I was so taken by this one, and yeah, I do think the opening's an all timer for sure. And yeah,
You know what's
years
great
delivered
about
as
it?
well. I look forward to Bone Temple. Like I'm
Yeah.
all in on the 28 franchise right now.
Oh
So
man, it's so good. And like 20 days later skips the attack. We hear that cool story about the train station that's horrifying, but it's
mhm.
like bodies on bodies. But what 28 weeks later does is it gives us almost the initial attack. It
Yeah.
shows us the spread. And that's a smart idea for a sequel. And so it's a good sequel. It's not, and once again, Senior Trip is awesome in it. I'm telling you, man, this SWAT, I was like, this dude's got it. Like this
He
guy's got it.
I'll save thoughts for this for our eventual now our definitely confirmed episode on 28 weeks later. But I have so many thoughts on like little performance moments that are just so key to that why this movie works as well as it does.
And Rose Byrne is awesome. Like I
Yeah,
love
she's
Rose Byrne, and man, I don't know, man. My guy Renner's got it. And Senior Trip has got it in this movie. So yeah, that's I'm glad. I like that's what we're doing it. Okay, good. I finally found someone to talk about it, and I actually own the DVD. Everyone's like, it's out of print. I'm like, not for me.
oh, I've had the DVD and the Blu-ray since they came out.
I was like, I got it. So yeah, great movie, great opening scene, great chasing.
All right. We're doing three so far each.
I think I'm four. I did Predator 2, Descent, I Saw the Devil, and yeah, I did 20 weeks later.
What did I do? I did Race. I
What
did
did you
Race of the
do?
Devil. I did Race of the Devil. I
Kill
did
Bill. No, wait, Death
Death
Proof.
Proof.
You did a
Freddy versus
yeah.
Jason.
What's happening with us, Aaron? What's going on with our
Oh, and the Mist. In the
the miss?
Mist.
There it
Okay.
is. There it is.
So we got one left. Oh man.
While you're thinking, I have an episode on Movies, Films, and Flicks about chainsaw fights. So I didn't pick Mandy and a couple others because I've talked about the chainsaw fights
Good
before.
to know. I mean, I'll still throw out all these in this
Yeah, yeah.
the lightning round, of course, but I'll just throw this out there because I don't think it's going to get mentioned often when it comes down to these things. Another fight, especially because of the nature of the fight. It's another one-on-one fight. It's Us. It's the
Oh
showdown between
yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o and Lupita Nyong'o.
Great fight.
Um,
Scissor fight.
yeah, scissor fight. Exactly.
Right? Yeah, they have scissors.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
their whole deal. Was it Addie and Red? I'm a huge fan of Us. Offhand, I'd still say it's probably my favorite Jordan Peele movie, but like it's not like it's splitting hairs between three really good movies that I like a lot. But the ambition of Us and just how different it feels from anything. There's not like Like Nope is Skyjaws. Get Out, like I've seen movies of that nature. It just obviously has to deal with very social themes. I don't know a movie offhand that's like Us. Like that's it doesn't like one doesn't come to mind
It's not
that
like
I can
us.
think of. That's exactly yeah, exactly. They're not like Us. So like this movie as a whole already like does it for me. And yeah, having this kind of finale sequence of the two of the we've already had multiple doppelganger encounters with each other. This is the final one since Red is leading the charge for this family and seeing this fight play out and it's using the music. It's like what Michael Abel's score mixed with the I've Got Five on it, like dark
Yeah.
remix that they're going for. And you already have like certain suspicions about the nature of Lupita Nyong'o's characters or whatnot. So like having that in the back of your head and then watching them kind of collide and fight with each other, along with just the technical aspects of having two Lupita Nyong'os fighting effectively, making it look seamless and real. Lupita Nyong'o, who's excellent in this movie,
Yeah,
and
she is.
as friend of the show Scott Mendelson, friend of my show Scott Mendelson says often, she should have gotten both a leading actress and a supporting actress nomination for this movie. It's seeing someone that has the kind of prestige talent that she has, like in this like dirty horror movie where she's fighting herself and it's bloody and mean and it's effective and it looks like it the things that happen hurt, like it's all well and good. And I think this fight really it works really well for a way to kind of bring the film together by the end.
Great pick. I love that. Yeah, I recently rewatched that and I rewatched the fight scene because I don't know what I was doing, but I watched. I was like, this rules. Oh no, I think we had a horror moments thing, and Zanandi picked that, so we watched it
Okay.
for that. Great, I love that fight, so good. So I had a couple options. I was gonna do the chair throw Malignant, and I was gonna do House Kung Fu fighting the House in House
Uh-huh.
1977, which
Uh-huh.
is a great fight scene. She's just punching. She fights a phone, which that's awesome. But
Yeah. Yeah.
what we didn't pick was the first thing you wrote when I brought this up to you was the Blood Rave and Blade.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, 16-year-old Mark goes into Blade
Uh-huh.
theater. I lost my shit in this scene because it's awesome. Like this scene is, and it's good for multiple reasons. It shows that there's this really exclusive kind of wealthy world of vampires who do raves, and it's like sexy and scary. And you have Tracy Lords bringing this kind of bro dude to the party. This guy who's normally like an alpha in some situations immediately becomes a prey. He's just going to be eaten. He's nothing. So you have this really interesting power dynamic. And then Blade comes in, and all the vampires are like, uh-oh, like, ooh, like we're toast. So it creates this interesting power dynamic where like the vampires, they have their prey, and then Blade comes in, and then the vampires are his prey. And then you have the blood rave. I figured out how many gallons came from those. I actually did all the math on how much blood comes down from that. Like they're in a meat packing plant, so it's like there's plenty of blood to take from. But and then they have to clean it, and they have to go home in that. Everyone probably showers after this, or maybe they
I do
sleep
wonder like
there.
what kind of airlock they put themselves through like, when they're
Yeah, they got to
on
clean
their
themselves. But it's a great scene, and the music is awesome. They even wrote something that said blood rave. Like someone wrote blood, BLOODRAVE on a sheet. It's like, yeah, like just yuppie vampires raving, and then they just get leveled by Blade. And it's a beautiful, beautiful scene. I mean, they did like Norrington just dropped. Norrington directed. No, who's the guy that directed that?
this
That's not
Norrington, Stephen
Norrington did
Norrington.
Predator 2. Oh yeah, Stephen
No,
Norrington.
Stephen Norrington.
Yeah, who did
Stephen Hopkins did Predator 2.
there it is. Thank you. So it's close, kind of. But yeah, I mean, they douse people in blood. They're covered in blood, and it's just a like awesome scene. And it's like almost immediately, like Tracy Lords, and I forget her name, the blonde lady. Like she just looks awesome. Like everyone looks awesome, and then Blade comes in looking awesome, and it's just a really beautiful action scene to set up Blade. It's a wonderful scene, and it creates and it creates the lore of it too, because there's a scene where bodies go by in this meat packing plant. There's like a bouncer there. I like that, and with no words, they create lore, and I think it's really awesome, and it's a wonderful fight scene.
It yeah, and the music, of course. I mean,
Yeah,
like I mean,
yeah. That's hey, I actually did that pretty good. I'll
yeah.
take that.
Good on you.
I couldn't
But
remember what movies you picked, but I could pull that score out of my head and do that. So, yeah, I had to take it. You mentioned it. I had to do it. I love Blade.
yeah, there's multiple that I like immediately thought of that I couldn't like fit into this list, but yeah, there's Blade is yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great scene. Do you want to do? Yeah, let's do our speed round. You want to do five and then I'll do five, or you want to do three and
Sure.
I'll do three?
Let's do three and three.
Okay.
Okay, first off, From Dusk Till Dawn, the big like
Yeah.
any number of scenes in but the final brawl when they're like, okay, vampire killers, let's kill some fucking vampires, and they open the doors and just start just laying waste to the whole room. Blade 2, of course.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good fight
Take a pick.
scenes. But yeah, I was thinking the when Crystal Meth is playing and he's fighting all of Ron Perlman's guys easily, like he's just like he's
Oh
just like
man,
taking it
yeah.
out one by one. But I mean, you have like yeah, like him versus the Reaper, the main Reaper.
And the elbow drop that gets landed.
Yeah, the L, yeah, yes, yeah. There's a lot, but yeah, Blade 2, and then the Faculty,
Yeah.
the big. There's a lot of good action in Faculty also when you think about it. But I was thinking the car thing when Famke Johnson's just like sticking out of the car and he's driving and he runs into the school bus. That's just cool stunt stuff going on.
Oh, great scene. Was that three?
That's three.
Okay. I'm gonna do Deep Rising, the jet ski chase, where Treat Williams is like, yeah, shooting stuff on his jet ski. Let the Right One In, the pool scene. It's more of a slaughter, not really an action scene, but it's shot really well. I love that. And then Dawn of the Dead, the 2000, I mean, 1978, when the bikers come in, that's an all timer drainer. But I do love in 2004, either the opening with the husband and the kid. And then when she's driving, the amazing camera shot, or I mean, the chainsaw action when they're in the buses, the attack, like there's a lot of good stuff in Dawn of the Dead '04. So yeah, those are some of the scenes.
I have both of those on my list. The bikers invading at the end of 78, and then yes, the shuttle chase going on in the Dawn of the Dead with the chainsaws especially. Yeah. But the best bit in Dawn of the Dead '04, with my favorite Zack Snyder film, is when she goes out of the house and the husband's still chasing after the car, and then you see the husband like his attention gets attracted to
Yoink.
something else, and he just goes like off in another direction, starts attacking some other body. All right,
Well,
next
Have a
couple
Nice Day
here.
plays. What a good soundtrack. And then Johnny Cash kicks in. Like that's
Yeah.
a legit soundtrack.
Yeah, it's almost
Richard
annoying
Cheese.
because the Johnny Cash song that plays, he uses Snyder uses it there, but then James Gunn uses the same song in the Suicide Squad. And I'm like, you can't do that. You used it in one of your movies already. Let's see, Predator, the original Predator, where Arnold and Code just blow the fuck out of the compound that they're there to blow up. Like that's just great action all around. It's like a parody of just amazing action. Just things are blowing
Yeah.
up. Arnold lifts a truck, he throws a knife at a guy. Jesse the Body Ventura uses painless to like just Gatling gun a whole like village. Like there's so many like just amazing like just stuff going on in that whole sequence. Yeah, Predator, H2O, uh,
Yeah. Sorry. I love that scene.
Laurie versus Michael, where Michael does the old what do we call it? The old oh, we just gave it a name too. The old
Body swap,
like
table jump.
reached out where he like just he just like lower lifts
Oh
himself
yeah.
on yeah.
Where'd he come from? Like that's but it's such a great trailer moment. I don't like that's one of those
Yeah.
that makes no sense, but it looks awesome.
Yeah. And Rec 2, where I think the one of the first encounters between like the SWAT guys and the infected quarantined people in the apartment building.
I'm gonna go with Titan, where the lady
Oh
just
yeah.
keeps running into people to kill in the house. Just people keep popping out, and what I forget her name. It's Alexia or Adrian, where people just keep popping out of nowhere, and she has to slaughter them. It's a really brutal, bloody, bleakly funny scene. And then Green Room. I mean, just take your pick. Probably. I mean, that scene with the dogs is one of the craziest things I've ever. Just the way that people die so quickly in Green Room is
Hmm.
gnarly. And then Ernest Scared Stupid, the truck fight, where he's like, "How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?" And just like I love that he has a barrel in his truck that says Troll Containment Unit, and it's just a barrel. But yeah, he hits he hits like yeah. So that's three.
Train to Busan,
Yeah.
Mazuk on, the Bruiser.
Yeah.
Personally, my introduction to him, I never saw Ma Sung-dong before, but I mean, him just coming in and be like, all right, he gets his fists out, gets like his padding ready, and just starts belting zombies in the face. It's like good, yeah, this is an interesting way to go. I think an obvious one that people like are waiting to hear: Final Destination 2, the freeway
Yeah.
disaster that takes place. I guess I'll skip past Malignant because we've already mentioned the Malignant chair throw,
Chair throw,
obviously.
baby.
And I'll go through the one that I remembered as we were doing this. The King Kong spider canyon sequence
Oh,
in Peter Jackson's film where they're down in the depths and all the bugs come out and it's the best. Like it's so like gnarly for a 3 hour family friendly to the most part King Kong movie. Peter Jackson's like, I'm gonna have a scene where Andy Serkis is surrounded by
horrifying.
the most
Penis with
horrifying
teeth is
worm
what they call
monsters you've
them.
ever seen before, and they're not gonna like chomp on him, they're gonna like suck on him and devour him in ways that you just can't imagine. Meanwhile, Billy Elliot's trying to shoot bugs off the pee in his face,
The
and
score
it's
drops too. Like this.
the score drops, so it's super intense. Jack Black's desperately fighting for his life, and it's up to fucking Coach Taylor to swing in at the right time and shoot everybody. You
Oh
know,
man,
great
yes,
minds,
yeah.
good hearts.
Oh, I'm slowly putting my book together, and this is going to be a chapter because he gets it so
Just the
bad.
spider scene in King Kong.
So I'm doing who got it worst, and I have four
Oh,
characters,
okay, that's a good one. All
and like
right.
who got it? Like wait,
Yeah, Andy Serkis and King Kong's a pretty good. Who got it worse?
Lumpy gets it bad in
Yeah.
this. Lumpy gets lumped. So yeah, that's a perfect pick. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do the parking garage fight, Drag Me to Hell. I've already talked about man, they live. You got to talk about the epic fight. That's just so
Yeah.
big. And then I love in Resident Evil, the first one, when Mila Jovovich has this massive, like she has to do all this work to get past a dog, and then she escapes a room, and then there's three more dogs in the other room. It's a fun setup, and I think Paul W. Sanderson knows what he's doing in that film, and it's just a good beat. So yeah, when she fights the dogs, but particularly the little gag where there's three more waiting for her after a big fight. So I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
And the bathroom fight in four, sorry, 3D technology bathroom fight.
I have Apostle, Gareth Evans,
Yes.
like Wicker Man on steroids film. There's a pretty elaborate fight sequence towards the end of that movie that I quite enjoy. That's fitting for the director of the raid. Speaking of, just the entire short of Safe Haven from VHS 2. Shameless plug for Out Now with Aaron and Abe. We just did our horror episode covering our top five VHS segments, and we all agreed that Safe Haven was so obviously number one that we did our top six VHS segments.
That's like doing what's the second best shark film? Does that make sense?
Exactly that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's so clearly a cut above the rest of the VHS, where it's like, well, obviously this is our number one. And Aliens, of course, Ripley
Oh
versus
yeah.
the Queen Alien.
Oh, I'm glad you took that. Okay, I'll do the kitchen fight in Halloween Ends because
Okay.
that's a good kitchen fight.
Hand
Very good.
stab.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I love a hand stab. Good work. The blood fight in Revenge, the blood hallway. That's just
Ha. Okay.
filled with blood. Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh. And then Dog Soldiers. I mean, just take your pick. It's just a great action film.
Spoon versus the werewolf.
Yeah, like there's also a good like kitchen fight. There's some frying pan stuff in there. So yeah, Dog Soldiers.
Let's see. Texas Chainsaw 2, Dennis Hopper
Yeah,
versus
chainsaw fight.
Leatherface, Chainsaw Fight. The Terminator.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of action in there, but I will say Terminator versus the police station is pretty damn memorable and pretty. When you look at Terminator through the lens of being a horror movie, which it absolutely is, it's pretty like like Michael Myers doesn't have guns. Terminator has guns, and it's right. If you were caught in that situation, that'd be terrifying. There's this unstoppable man roaming through room by room, gunning anybody down in his way just so he can find a person. Like, God, that's not good. It's bad.
A brutal
So,
scene.
those two, and I'll do what I'm surely stealing one of yours. Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yes.
Mark Dacascos in
My
like the
guy.
big rain fight. Whatever he's doing in that movie is basically like about one of the best action scenes. But I mean, yeah, there's a big rain fight where he kicks a bunch of ass. That's great.
Okay. Army of Darkness, the catapult scene, which
Nice.
I love. There's some good fights in that. The host, the opening attack and the host, that scene is nuts. And then
Yeah.
30 Days of Night. I love the final fight because a guy gets punched through his mouth.
Yeah.
But the opening attack when it goes to the bird's eye view of the guy running with the shotgun and
hmm
just like following him along, that's a very effective, very, very, very effective scene.
There's a
And
lot of good filmmaking in 30
yeah,
Days of Night.
David
Like
Slade, yeah.
I wish I liked the movie more, but I really do like the visual intensity of that film.
The problem with that movie is gorgeous opening. I mean, it looks amazing, but then once they hucker down for the like 30 days in between, it
Yeah.
just drags.
It
Like,
does, but it drags while also not feeling like it's been 30 days.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
weird like because like the comic is really good. The comic really knows how to
Mhm.
like get across, and that's what I like. Slade was a very good choice when it came to like yeah, visually this guy can really nail this, but yeah, script wise, it just didn't quite execute like how to like convey what it needed to do for that amount of time or whatnot.
I
But
agree.
yeah,
But
the
that,
end
that
fight
overhead shot.
between Josh Hartnett and Danny Houston is really good. It's good stuff.
I've been saying this for years. We talked about him in The Faculty and also this year in Fight or Flight. Like, Josh Hartnett's a big guy and Hollywood Homicide, but he's a big guy. Like, he's 6 foot plus,
Yeah,
and he kind of beefed up for 30 Days of Night, and he
yeah.
looks the part. Like
Hmm.
he's a physical presence in it, and I like the look of him becoming a vampire. And
Yeah,
also, there's a gnarly scene where a vampire gets put through this grinder,
yeah.
and I David Slade's practical effects are it's a movie where I watch it, I'm like, yeah. And then the middle, I'm like, ugh. And then I'm like, yeah. So we need the
Hmm.
Topher Grace cut of it to kind of like cut out the middle. But it's a gorgeous looking film, and I had to include that fight scene. Ebert
All
loves
right.
it, which is rare for
Did
horror
you ever
films.
like that movie?
Well, so he quoted someone else's review. He's like, what this guy wrote says so much more about like it was written better than anything I could write. He likes 30 Days a Night.
It's like a 2.5. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Better than I know it's better than it needs to be. I remember like him. He had things to praise about it. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Let's see. Overlord.
Yeah. Wyatt
Wyatt
Russell.
Russell
Yeah.
versus what's the big guy's name? He's a big guy. He's in a lot of stuff at this point. But that
Big. This the Game of Thrones guy from
that you're wrong, Greyjoy.
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think. He's in like Ghost in a Shell. Also, is he in the first Sisu? Right? Is he like the bad guy in the first
Oh,
Sisu?
yeah. So he's wait, is he?
I believe it's Pilu Abasek.
There it is. You should have known that.
Is he the bad guy? Did I just make that up?
I don't think he's in that. I thought Axel Henny was.
That's what it is. It's Axel Henny's the
Yeah.
bad guy too. So, okay, never mind. But yeah, Salem, the recent Salem's Lot that came out, and a
I
number of
like him.
things.
Good
Yeah,
fight.
he has a presence that I appreciate. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, Wyatt Russell versus like the zombified version of him, or like the whatever, the Wolfenstein version of him. It's a intense. Terrifier 2, Art
Oh
versus
yeah.
Sienna.
Yeah.
It's epic by nature of the lore of that movie, establishing it as being epic. And yeah,
The
I
Your
got
Next
three
Kitchen
more, so
fight.
I'll just stop.
The Your
Okay,
Next
well,
Kitchen fight.
so we both had your next on our list. Then.
Hey,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
that
same
knife
fight.
in the head in a blender. I like hashtag alive. There's some good action beats in that,
Hmm.
which just give me a zombie film. And also, I'm gonna end on I'm one of my favorite scenes of all time, but I've talked about it so much and I've written about it so much and I've like argued, like not argued, but I always include it. Is Miss Pelter versus the Gremlins and Gremlins? Like
Good scene. Yeah.
she goes to war. You know what I like? You're like, oh, she's dead, but then she blends one of them, and then she
Hmm.
picks up a food tray like it's a Spartan shield and stabs a gremlin to death. Like just she's like, get out of my kitchen, and stabs it to death. Like four brutal. And then the gremlin's in the background, like like flailing. It's not dead yet. It's like, ugh. And then she sprays another one in the face and puts it in the microwave and it explodes. Like we've been trained by cinema, and it's nice when things are subverted, but you're just like, yeah, she's toast. But then she really just beats up these three gremlins, and it's just brutal. And I love it. I love that she picks up a little TV tray like it's a shield and is blocking. Like these gremlins weren't prepared for the violence of this fight. Like they were probably like, ah ha ha, this is funny. And then they're like, oh man, I just got stabbed. So yeah, great scene. Miss
Yeah,
Pelter.
she gets stuff done. You can't
Yeah.
say the same for like Dick Miller. She's taking care of business in that movie.
Uh-huh. And then
Um,
Pandorum, Kung Lee versus the alien.
I got three more. Piranha 3D, of course. Adam Scott versus
Action hero.
piranhas on jet skis with a shotgun. Shaun of the Dead, Don't Stop Me Now. They're fighting the manager of the pub and everything, and the Queen's playing. And then, of course, Strangers Pray at Night, pool
Pool
scene.
scene. We've dedicated entire episodes of Deep Blue Sea the podcast to that scene because I gorgeously shot. That's an incredible film,
Uh-huh.
incredible scene. And the music and
Yeah,
this was good. This
good
ruled.
stuff.
I had fun,
Good.
and
I
I'm
had
glad
fun
that
as
we're
well.
like we know about that door. Me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. That's such a specific moment, but I'm pretty. I don't remember much from my youth, but I really do remember that scene because I'm like that looks good. Like Kevin Peter Hall obliterated that thing.
It's a real like not dusty movie, but like a real like when you like it's a real drywall movie.
Yes.
It's heavy on drywall, and I think that's a good part of why the door thing works so well because it's like it's knocking shit down, and it feels like, oh man, it's all dusty and dirty, and it's drywall. I feel it.
Do you think on the set of Casino Royale, Martin Campbell's like, all right, Bond's got to smash this door. I want a Predator 2. And then one of the guys is like, got it, boss. He's like, what's a Predator 2? And
I
then he watches
absolutely
it.
think that.
Give me a Predator 2. Got it. Like, imagine that, Aaron. You're like you're a stunt guy. You're the stunt choreographer on the film. You're planning this out. You're talking to the art department, prop department, construction department to build this set. And the director's like, I need a Predator 2. I got you. And then like you're just best friends after that.
I absolutely would hope that there'd be people that would get these references for sure.
All right. Well, hey, listen to Aaron's podcast. Listen to the commentaries. This was awesome. And what we're doing 2010 next, so we got to plan on that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have a section on my notes that says 2010 action scenes that's blank currently, so I need to pull that out need to get that filled in.
I put together my letterbox list. I just go find all the movies and put them in a list, and then I go from there. But yeah, this was awesome. So thank you for joining me, Aaron.
Oh, for sure. Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Aaron Neuwirth, this is Movie Sons of Flicks. We'll see you next week.